Hello everyone and welcome to London Street Photography Jams. Today we are in Bank and I will show you the best spot where you can take amazing picture. I will show you which lens to use, the settings, composition, everything. So stick around because the finale will break down one of the most iconic London shots that you can capture just around the corner. So are you ready? Buckle up and let's go.
You and I, we had some kind of vibe. You drove me crazy, all you brought out was my bad side.
Let's start from Mansion House Place. It was May 2024, right under Arch midday sun, and I shot a couple of frames. Almost everyone tells you that you should not shoot at this time. Bull. In a place with tall building, huge glass windows, that arch light is a gift. I shot this on a Fujifilm X-H2S with the XF 23mm f1.4. Longer lens like 50 or 85 work too, especially if you want tighter subject isolation and less context. How to shoot in this place? First, you should expose for the highlights, which basically means underexpose your image. For the first shot, I noticed a man watching his phone on the right side of the alley, so I decided to move past him and align towards the left side. Then another man was walking down and I waited until he entered the spotlight and his shadow was defined. For the second shot, I decided to get back a bit more, because there were people coming from behind. So I composed using the right wall and the 3 series of tiles as leading lines. There was a woman sitting on the very left side of the frame, and I just waited for the right subject to walk into the scene. This blonde lady with her colorful blue dress matching the blue gate. I focused on her, f1.4, and that's my best shot in this location.
Daisies blooming, sundress swaying in the breeze. I can't stop staring. You've put a spell on me.
Okay, here we are in Wallbrook, which is an amazing place to take street photos. Let me show you where we are. In front of us, on this side, we have Bank Junction. Yeah, we are back here in Wallbrook and I love this angle because it's full of people there. So with a telephoto lens, you can grab a really great shot with the sign of the tube there.
Is you forever moving next to me?
There is an amazing light and you have the chance to grab a lot of different things. So let me show you some of the angle that I use. For example, if you go here, you know, the architecture cut the light.
You and I as one will.
The sun, it's like early in the morning. I think it's 10 in the morning. So the sun is gonna go around and it's gonna be on the other side in the afternoon. One thing I love of London is the contrast between different type of architecture. It's like fantastic.
Darling, would you be mine?
Yeah, that's the street. So I remember one shot here of a gentleman coming. I was down here. He was coming just towards me.
Let's not waste time, oh, take this slow. You got miles behind us, but miles to go. So let's just break this down to the simplest truth. You and I as one will always be better than.
Here we have another entry of Bank Station, which is great. With an 85 or 50mm, even like 35, depending. So people passing by, you see, you can frame them. Oh, there's a grey bus. Wow. In London, you need to be careful when you take picture of building, because there is a lot of guy that's gonna come to you and stop. Oh, you cannot take that.
We've got miles behind us, but miles to go. So let's just break this down to the simplest truth.
Also on this side, it's amazing because the light is coming from there, and then basically you can just get the light cutting the pavement, and you wait for someone to cross the right moment. I think that was the angle.
This third section of the video was entirely shot with the A7R5 plus the 85 1.4 Mark II. It's difficult for me to say which one among the 35mm 1.4, the 50 1.2 and the 85 1.4 is my favorite lens for street photography. What I know is that if I bring the 85 1.4 with me, I always come home with some great shots. So drop a comment if you want to have a video about my Sony lenses line up, how I rank and use each one of them. One easy use case for the 85mm is to shoot across the street. Like in this example, this young woman standing close to the traffic light and with the sign of the tube just behind her. The compression of the 85 will create an amazing look. I love Canon Street Station for all the glasses reflection, the light, and especially when it's around 5 PM, 6 PM like in this situation and all the people are going to the train to get back home. Now let's cross the street and use those bollards as leading lines for our shots. Out of curiosity, in the square mile, they are painted black with a white lemon squeezer top and a red color, often with the city crest. Now I'm gonna align myself, maximum aperture 1.4 and focusing on my subject. I am a biker and in Italy I still have my CB1000R, so every time I see or hear a motorbike, my heart just speed up. Try always to find a side street opening into the main road. This view corridor gives the 85mm room to compress the background into layers. In this case, I use the bollards to give a sense of separation between the pavement and the street, and then there is the beautiful background of St. Paul Cathedral. Let's keep walking towards the monument. All those buildings on the left side of the street, they have such a fantastic light, so you just need to focus on the shop that you like as background and wait for your subject to come into the scene. And if possible, to keep a balanced composition, so someone coming from one side and someone else from the other side. One thing I always do, duck into the side streets. 9 times out of 10, there's something special. In this case, I want to take a shot with the background of this amazing facade. Let's keep exploring this street and see if we can find something really cool to photograph. This is another clear example of what I was saying before, the contamination of different style of architecture. I love it. And when you see a light like that, it should be an automation, guys. Camera ready to capture the subject entering the scene. Honestly, I don't know if there is anything as fun as photography that at the same time allows you to get to know every single corner of a city. Here we are getting to this beautiful alley that has as backdrop one of the entry for Bank Station. On the other side, this lane takes you to the Upper Thames Street, which is just few meters away from River Thames. Here I'm trying to find a good composition for the Shard, which is my favorite skyscraper in London. And then I noticed this young woman crossing the street, so I thought the Shard can wait. In order to take a more interesting shot of the Shard, I decided to frame it with this building on the left side. Let's keep going on Arthur Street to get to the London Bridge where a superb light is waiting for us. This place is a playground for the 85mm. Here I'm trying to capture someone moving in the transition zone between light and shade. By the way, I also offer one-to-one street photography session in London. We'll wander together through the city and you're gonna learn how to use the light, the best composition and how to capture those little moments that makes your shot alive. There is a link in the description if you want to join one of them. We have reached Monument, halfway through our bank route. Lots to shoot on the walk back to Bank Junction and even more once we are there. That's part 2. But first, as promised, here are a few monument shots, including that iconic angle everyone comes here for.
We are still at the end of Cannon Street and at Monument Tube Station. Yeah, you put yourself here. Again, telephoto lens. You have compression. You have an amazing shot.
Here we are, one of my favorite spots in the city. First thing, you are probably wondering, what lens should I use here? Well, if you want to capture the tube sign, the station entrance and even a glimpse of the Sky Garden, you'll want to stay between 14mm and 35mm in full frame equivalent. With a 14mm you can use the handrail as support for your camera. At 35mm you need to step back. Obviously, this kind of scene works beautifully with a long exposure, and at night that's easy to achieve. This first shot was taken with the Sony a7R V, which has IBIS, so I managed to shoot handheld at 14mm. The second one was the Fujifilm X106, which also has IBIS and a built-in ND filter, one of the reasons I love this camera. Now you might be thinking, hey Rox, do I need an ND filter for this shot? Actually, the third photo was taken with an old Nikon D3000, just 10MP, no IBIS, only optical image stabilization. If you want to see how a 15 years old camera can still take amazing street photography, check out the session I had with the Nikon. I'll put the link here on the screen and in the description. Another very important part for the final result is the editing. So drop a line if you want a separate video with my process for editing them. And that's where we pause the journey today. In part 2, we're gonna get back to Bank Junction, where we're gonna spend a lot of time because we have so many great shots to take, an amazing light and few surprises. So if you enjoyed this one, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.